Greetings children, welcome to the online classes. This is Aishwarya. Please like and subscribe the channel for the further updated videos. The following video is for class 2, subject general science, chapter 11, the solar system, part 4. Part 1, 2 and 3 of this lesson, we learned about the solar system. What is the solar system? The sun and the 8 planets together make the solar system. What are the 8 planets? Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. I hope by now you have tried to by heart these names. Please try to by heart them in the order itself. Okay, so and in the last class we even learned details about these planets also, and I even showed you how the planets look when we look at them in the sky when we go to space. So moving on, page number 90. If you have your textbooks with you, please refer them. Okay, so let's begin with satellites. What are satellites? Some planets have satellites that revolve around them. These satellites are, for example, the moon. Okay, moon is our natural satellites. Okay, we can send artificial satellites also to space which can revolve around earth or different planets. Okay, that is how our space science is going on, that we study about other planets also with the help of these satellites. But the natural satellite which is already present in the sky, which revolves around the planets, are called satellites. Satellites are natural or celestial bodies that orbit around a planet, or satellites are celestial bodies that revolve around the planets. Okay, different planets will have different number of satellites, but earth has only one natural satellite, that is the moon. Moon is the earth's natural satellite. Okay, so the moon is the earth's natural satellite. It is our closest neighbor. The moon is the only celestial body which is very closer to us. Okay, the moon takes 27 days to orbit the earth. So the moon takes 27 days to orbit the earth. Orbit the earth means to go around the earth. Okay, you can see here in the image how the moon will go around the earth, how we go around the sun, right? The earth goes around the sun. Same way the moon goes around the earth. So that this period of 27 days is called lunar cycle. Lunar, lunar, cycle, cycle, lunar cycle. As the moon goes round the earth, it means it revolves around the sun also. Now, as the moon goes around the earth, it means it revolves around the sun also, right? Because the earth is always going around the sun. So the moon with the earth will go around the sun also. Moonlight we see in the sky, sunlight that the moon surface reflects. Moonlight, what is moonlight? Moonlight is the sunlight that the moon reflects in the night. Okay, in the morning it will get charged, and in the night it reflects uh, the light of the sun, the sunlight. Here you can see in the image how with the earth the moon also goes around the sun. Then there is two interesting topics, that is solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. Try to understand both of this. It is given in let's sing portion of your page number 90 in your textbooks. So let's begin with solar eclipse. So the earth goes around the sun and the moon revolves around the earth, isn't it? So what happens, the earth always goes around the sun and the moon revolves around the earth, as I showed you in the previous image. So when the moon is orbiting the earth, there is a time when it comes between the sun and the earth. Here you need to understand that the moon is between the sun and the earth. Okay, now what happens at this position, at this time, that part of the earth, the people who are living in that part of the earth, they feel as if the moon is covering the sun. The moon is very smaller to the sun. It cannot cover the sun, but it for only that part of the portion, that part of the people, it looks as if the moon is covering over the sun. When the moon comes between the sun and the earth, it casts a shadow on some part of the earth. People in those parts cannot see the sun. This incident is called the solar eclipse. Okay, this, see, as I showed you in the picture, when they are all in the straight line, only that part of the earth, the people who are in that part of the earth, they feel as if the moon is covering the sun. And for some time the brightness of the sun will not be there, the sunlight will not reach the earth. That incident is called solar eclipse. Let me read out once again. When the moon comes between the sun and the earth, it casts a shadow on some part of the earth. People in those parts cannot see the sun. This incident is called a solar eclipse. Now you understood what is solar eclipse? Same way, here is one image of the solar eclipse, the actual picture of solar eclipse, how it looks in the sky, that you can see and you can understand. Next is lunar eclipse. Similarly, what happens in lunar eclipse is when the sun, there is a time when the earth comes between the sun and the moon. This time the earth is in between the sun and the moon. In the first case, the moon was between the sun and the earth. This time the earth is between sun and the moon. Okay, so what happens? The sun is behind us, isn't it? So when the earth comes between the sun and the moon, the earth casts a shadow on the moon. People in those parts cannot see the moon for a while. This is called the lunar eclipse. Okay, it looks like that. When the earth comes between the sun, I repeat again, when the earth comes between the sun and the moon, the earth casts a shadow on the moon. People in those parts cannot see the moon. This is called the lunar eclipse. So here is one image of the lunar eclipse. Now I hope you understood the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. It is just about the different placement of the sun, moon and the earth in a single line. Okay, how they cast a shadow on each other. That is what is solar eclipse and lunar eclipse all about. So stay at home, stay safe. I hope you have understood the lesson. Take care of yourself. Keep learning, children. Do the exercises in your textbooks as well as your workbooks. Thank you.